Who's ready for endgame? I know I am, but as a road to endgame, I thought it would be a fun little exercise to explore the sunglasses of one of my favorite characters, the Iron Man himself, Tony Stark. Not only am I a fashion nerd, I'm a huge nerd. And one of the big inspirations for me to start collecting sunglasses was Tony Stark. It's a little bit of a character affectation delivered from Robert Downey Jr. That Tony Stark always has a good clean pair of sunglasses to wear. And over the numerous film appearances of Tony Stark, he's always equipped with some pair of sunglasses. So of all the sunglasses that Tony Stark has worn in the MCU, I have collected 3 of them. Over the next couple of weeks leading up to Endgame, I want to do an in-depth review of all 3. So today I want to take a look at the first one you ever see Tony Stark wear, the Mark I, if you will. So this is the Ray-Ban RB3320. As seen here, worn by Tony Stark in the first Iron Man film, and as seen here right now with me wearing them right now. These Ray-Bans are a metal aviator-like frame, coupled with brown gradient lenses. Although in the film, I suspect that Robert Downey Jr. swapped out the lenses. Something that he is known to do and something that we'll get into in later videos. But this one is a little less obvious than some of his other lens swaps. In the film, it's just a non-gradient brown lens, and also either looks polarized or anti-reflective because you can see a weird glare kind of coming off the lenses. Also, it doesn't have the Ray-Ban logo etched in on the lens. So, just something you should take note of if you want that 100% movie accuracy. But the lenses themselves in these are a category 3 brown gradient lens, and it's a full gradient, so it's dark up top and it lightens up all the way towards the bottom. If you have any more questions on gradient lenses, go watch my video on gradient lenses. But the lens material itself, I'm not sure if it's a polycarbonate lens or if it's a CR39 lens. Either way, it's not a glass lens. It saves a little bit on weight, but it doesn't have the crispness or the durability of a glass lens. But if you're worried about weight, I really wouldn't go with these. There's a lot of metal material in these, so even though they don't have glass lens, there's still some heft to them. But these are a 64mm lens with a 14mm bridge. So they are actually pretty big lenses. But the shape of the frame has a deep enough curve in it where it doesn't feel oversized. So looking at them on, they're a very big lens, but they don't look like they're trying to swallow my face. And most of that is due to the curvature of the frame itself. That curvature of the frame is actually very interesting while you're wearing them. So for me at least, it lines up nearly perfectly with my sight line. So I'm not seeing any frame whenever I'm looking at it. It's almost just lens looking through these. So if you want to get yourself a pair of sunglasses that Iron Man wears in the movies, but you're one of those people who don't like to see any of the frame, these are probably your best option. But let's look at some of the other dimensions of the frame, because the total architecture of this frame is very different than anything else. Because you start with these large, almost bubbly lenses with that hard curve, and that lines up perfectly with the ear stalks. And the ear stalks are something very interesting. And the temples and the ear stalks are something very interesting too. See, it lines up with this big, thick chunk of metal that quickly tapers all the way down to this rubberized ear stalk. So all that coupled together, when you wear it, it almost feels like you have side shields on. And the rubberized temple pieces really grip to your head. So with all that said, it actually feels like an Iron Man helmet put onto your head. To me, it feels really cool whenever you take them off. Since you don't see any frame in your field of view, and since it holds so tight to your head, and since it feels like you're wearing an Iron Man helmet, whenever you take it off, it just feels like this big shift. The brownness of the lenses go away, your side shields go away, and it takes off that pressure of the ears, all in just kind of one swift motion. These are the originators. The first time you see Tony Stark, you see him wearing these sunglasses. And of all the sunglasses that Tony Stark wears, these might be the most associated to him. With that said, however, I'm not sure if the frame has really aged gracefully. I mean, it is very mid-2000s in its frame design. It just has these just very large, bubbly lenses to them. And of all the Tony Stark sunglasses I have, these are probably the ones I wear the least. But I have to say, whenever I first got these, I wore these all the time. Partly because, it was the Iron Man sunglasses. Also partly it was my first foray into collecting sunglasses. So I still have deep admirations for these, and I still love wearing them the times that I do wear them. They just don't mesh with my style as much as some of the other Tony Stark sunglasses that I have. But that shouldn't dissuade you. If you like them, and if you can find them, you should definitely get yourself a pair. Moving on to the packaging a little bit, it just comes in the standard Ray-Ban box. So it just comes in the big Ray-Ban box with the actual big Ray-Ban case to it. Just standard Ray-Ban equipment if you've ever bought yourself a big pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Look at the case itself, it's just this big leather case with actually belt loop holes. So if you want to be a big goober, you can wear it on your belt. I nor Tony Stark really recommend that. But hey, to each his own. But it has just a snap clasp to close it. To open it up, you just see in the inside, and of course it comes with the standard Ray-Ban cleaning cloth. But still, after all these times, I adore these. Mainly it's the connection to Tony Stark, but also this was one of the first pairs I got whenever I decided I'm going to start collecting nice sunglasses. And they were so universally tied with the character of Tony Stark. So there might be newer, better, more advanced Tony Stark sunglasses out there, which we're totally going to get to, don't worry. But these will always be the Mark 1s. So Tony Stark might not be sentimental, but I am. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love to hear your opinion. What is your favorite pair of sunglasses that Tony Stark has worn? Comment down below and please let me know. They might end up being one of the other 2 sunglasses that I end up reviewing. Also, to make sure that you are notified whenever those new videos come out, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button because it really helps me out. And please, if you could find someone who you think would like this video, share it to them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.